Nuts and dry fruits. Moving on, let's talk about gems and jewelry sector. And this sector is hoping for an import duty cut, first of all on gold, from the current 15% to at least 10%. In its pre-budget recommendations to the finance minister, the industry has sought mandatory hallmarking as well as establishment of a jewelry export center at Gift City. Joining us now to break all of that down is Sabyasachi Ray. He's executive director at Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council. Mr. Ray, hi, thank you so much for joining us at CNBC TV 18. I know it's a long list, but if you had to choose the top two, what would that be that would help not only ensure that the exports grow well, but the international trades and relations also stay firm?
See, if you talk to me about the top two, of course, diamond is a major commodity. So we are talking about starting with the taxation scheme, special taxation scheme for special notified zone. That means safer rule for the transactions. Over the transaction, the turnover tax, what is there. So we are talking about that. That is one of the issues what we have discussed and we have called in the budget. The second thing you have already told, that we are talking about reduction in import duty on gold. That is one of the issues because that is proving to be very costly for the exporters, because on 15% of gold plus 3% of GST, if around 20% of the value of gold, if our exporters have to give in the bank guarantee, that is very costly for our exporters. That is one of the things what we are telling, and of course the reputation of the country as such. And the third thing also, one of the things what we are also talking about is, popularizing or allowing the atmosphere to manufacture the platinum jewelry for exports, because platinum as a metal and platinum jewelry is gaining its traction in the international market for export. That is another thing what we are talking about with the government.
I do want to understand about the diamond impress license as well. I mean, that is something that we do. I do know, I've been talking to you earlier as well. That is an important one as well. Do you think the finance minister would work on this one?
See, one of the things what we are looking at, because of some sort of demand crunch in the Western market due to their downturn, and also in China, because of their exports and diamonds are suffering, and also the geopolitical issues what is there. So what we are talking with the government is to shift the trading of diamonds, both cut and polish and rough diamonds, into India. So if the SNZ and the policy around that of giving some taxation leeway there, as it is done in Belgium or it is done in UAE, it will help to shift the trading of rough diamonds. And the second thing what we are also talking about is that the cut and polish diamonds which our exporters are sending to the trading destinations like New York or maybe Belgium and etc. So if they are sending there, and if some unsold stocks are there, to allow that to be imported and re-exported after reassortment, which is in the form of diamond impress license, that import will happen. That was there in the policy, the foreign trade policy 2009 and before. And we are talking about reintroducing that diamond impress license, which will help the trading of polished diamonds, which is happening outside, to come back here, reassort, and then send it back. So we will gain some $1 to $2 billion of extra exports through that scheme.
Oh, lovely, amazing. You spoke about the special notified zones, Sabyasachi, and you spoke about the special taxations for that as well. But this is an area that you have been working for a very long time. What all are you looking for in sense of special notified zones as an important sector for you as a segment?
See, if you all remember the 2014 when Mr. Putin came in here, so our Prime Minister has given a commitment to him to start this, to deal with the rough diamonds here. So not only Russia, but throughout the world, all the rough diamonds. So what we are looking at is that the miners, the diamond miners from across the world, they should be allowed to do the auctioning of their diamonds here. So based on that, in 2016, the Union government has started this special notified zone scheme, where they have given a special dispensation that if the mining companies are displaying their rough diamonds for the buyers, that means are diamond cutters and manufacturers and exporters of India, so for that display, that will not be considered as a permanent entity, those mining companies. So that was the small dispensation of the taxation, the income tax was given. And there was a second part of it. After that display, if somebody is interested and have won the bid under the auction, and if they want to purchase those diamonds at the special notified zone, there is another part of the second part of the Rule 9 of the income tax, by which if you sell it it should not be considered, those mining companies should not be considered a permanent entity. We wanted a relaxation into this. Based on that, a special committee was formed by the government. Those committee understood or research on the entire process and saw to it that how an equal dispensation like the other markets like the Belgium or UAE can be given to India, and based on that they have recommended to the government to come out with a safe harbor tax. So we are talking about the safe harbor tax to be introduced so that the second part of this whole concept is also done, so that more and more mining companies can come to trade their diamonds here, and so that our small cutters and polishers can also buy the diamond directly from the miner. That is one part of the thing. The second part what we have also talked about is that it should be expanded to colored gemstone also, because colored gemstone do the similar kind of trading or auctioning, and that is happening in other dispensations like Thailand or Singapore and etc. That also should be included here. So SNZ policy for colored gemstone, that is the second part of it. And the third part what we are talking is the small mining destination like Lesotho or other parts of world. So if you want the consolidators also to offer their rough diamond is a special notified zone like IHN, bonus, etc., which they are doing again in Belgium or Dubai, they should come. So they should be also allowed to in the SNZs. This is what the thing what we are calling for.
Oh, absolutely, Sabyasachi. There's a reason people look up to you when it comes to policies and norms, and finding those loopholes there. There's absolutely a reason for that. Thank you so much for joining us today and clearly laying.
It is not the loophole, It is
No, but these
are... we are talking about ease of doing business.
I totally get that. I did not mean it like that. I did not mean it negative at all. I do understand. You understand policy matters a lot, Sabyasachi. I've had so many conversations with you, so I do understand that what you're talking about is in favor of the industry, that would really encourage, and these are things that we've seen in the past as well. So hoping that the finance minister, of course, is looking at them keenly yet again. Thank you so much for joining us, and with that it's time for a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We will get you more budget expectations from commodity space on the other side.